truth about processed cheese and how NASA is involved. Almost everyone has heard the quote, "The moon is made of green cheese," at some point in their life. But do you know who said it or when it was said and why? Well, that is what I am hoping to be able to explain in light of recent events. Proverbs of John Heywood, 1546, is where the quote comes from. In the same passage he also refers to godchildren. What does this have to do with anything? Well, according to a reputable source from the Vatican that wished to remain anonymous due to his rank, stated in 2001 that various parts of the Catholic Encyclopedia written in the very early 1900s were fabricated or otherwise altered by omission of things the Church felt would possibly cause dissension in their communities. One of the omissions he references, citing documents long hidden in the Vatican archives, is about the history of our dear author that I mentioned earlier. The Catholic Encyclopedia is the source of John Heywood's biography, and while it states John left his birthplace in Coventry at an early age, no reason was given as to why. Well, the source from the Vatican said they have known all along why John left Coventry. He was banished after he went missing for a couple of weeks and came back ranting and raving he had just returned from the heavens where the children of God had shown him many things. The Church hid this because they did not need or want their parishioners starting to believe in the existence of extra-terrestrial life. Alright, let's get back on track to present day. In July of 2017, a former scientist of NASA retired. She was part of the Heavy Advanced Food Technology, AFT, project. Her name is Michelle Perchonik, and she sought out a journalist to share her story shortly after going into retirement. She was quoted as saying, "I have been wanting to get this off my chest for a very long time now. I am so glad you agreed to this interview. So as you know, I have worked hand in hand with the head of the team of scientists who are a part of the Advanced Food Technology project. What no one has realized is that the reason this project was really started was to coordinate the collection and distribution of a food gathered in space, on the moon to be more specific. When we first landed on the moon and started testing the soil and rocks, it was discovered there was a treasure trove of a unique bacteria that we later learned in the light has a molecular structure very similar to the cheese our farmers produce here on Earth. Well, the government became very interested in this new food as the variable properties that are different from Earth cheese seem to have an effect causing those who ingest it to become more docile and compliant. So after the space station was active, we started sending shuttles from the station to the moon to harvest as much of these green rocks as we could manage to safely transport back to Earth when they would return. I would estimate that at least 38% of all processed cheese is derived from this bacteria, this green moon cheese I guess you would call it, with plans in the works to raise that percentage to 50% by 2020. I know, seems a bit out there, right? Well, we decided to do some of our own research and were shocked by what we ended up finding in the patents out there concerning cheese. Patent number US 1415942. This is the patent for making processed green moon cheese. It makes zero attempt at hiding this fact outside of not mentioning the moon. But as you can see by looking it up yourself, it references the unprocessed cheese as green cheese. Of course, that still doesn't explain why the cheese we buy isn't green then. Well, patent number US 3528822 is the patent created for the use of artificial coloring to change this green cheese into the yellow we have come to know and love. The more you know, the better you can live. Please spread the word.
We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.